I would like to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakakwadash. I would also like to give a double honors unto the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who do rule well, that have taught me this truth. And I would also like to say a sincere shalom unto the hopeful elect, unto the scattered elect, unto the brothers, the servants, the prophets, the men who are prophesying, laboring in this truth and in this doctrine. Unto you I say shalom. AI is nothing more than a new idol. AI is becoming the new idol to the world, all right? And really mainly to the wicked of this world, the wicked of our people, 2/3 of our people, these heathens, all right? But to the elect, we just see it for what it is. It's nothing more than an idol, okay? The hopeful elect, I'll say, excuse me, all right? But the world is going to see this AI, this technology, as a god, an idol, okay? And it's nothing more than a new idol. You had idols in the ancient world, Baal, Molech. It's nothing more than that, all right? And this is actually the image of the beast that's coming to life, that's speaking, all right, through this left-hand technology, okay? Because if and we, just thinking about it, it's an idol, like in the ancient world, how the scriptures say these idols of the heathens, they don't speak, all right, they can't walk, they can't see, they can't hear, all right, but the world is viewing this idol as it can do these things, all right. This idol needs water to run, it needs electricity, it needs all these things, but the world is seeing it as a god, all right. Our power, Yahawah, okay, by Bahasham Yahawashi, all right, they don't need anything, any of these extra things, okay, worldly things to function, to show their power, okay. But AI needs damn near all the fresh water. Okay, excuse me, the data center, the AI data centers need all the fresh water. They need to be, you need to consume all this energy, okay. But it's nothing more than a new idol that the world is going to eventually, all right, bow down to, okay, and accept this technology and accept this mark, all right. And this warning is to the elect, the hopeful elect out there, okay. Those that have, always say this, those that have eyes to see and have the foresight to see where these things are going, what these things lead to, okay. Because we're in that time. We're in that time where things are happening fast. These Esau is throwing up data centers. You may be thinking it's a mini mall, or it's not a mini mall, or a mall, or a shopping center, and next thing you know, this shit is up in your neighborhood, all right, and there's nothing you could do about it. You have a lot of these Edomites out there protesting the data centers. They can't do shit about it, okay, all right. So let me get into the scriptures. Let me see. Let me actually. I want to read. I'm not going to read this article, but I'm just going to go skim through it real quick. It says AI data centers water consumption breaks 264 billion gallons in 2025 as devastating drought hits nearly 63% of the U.S. So we're in a drought, but this idol needs water. So what are they going to do? They're going to feed the idol. All right, this is nothing like, it's like Bell and the Dragon. All right, let's feed the idol water. Let's feed the idol water. All right, let's feed it electricity. All right, let's put all our resources into this idol in hopes that it'll give us something back. What is it going to give you? It's going to track you. It's going to give you a Chat GPT, Gronk, and all this, left-hand technology. All right, and there's nothing, I won't say there's nothing wrong. This technology is wicked as hell. But we do use this technology on the right hand to bring out information, to bring out, bring out the etymology of words, all right, to look into history. But at the same time, it has its wicked purposes, okay, for control and to be, is eventually the left hand power of this idol is going to persuade the minds of the people, okay. 2/3 of our own people, all right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that eventually going to bow down to the image of the beast, and of course these heathens that these two-time loser Edomites out here, and the rest of these heathens that are going to get down with the program. All right, but like I say, and this was in 2025. So how much more now? Where you got data centers going up, left and right. Or it says America's across multiple states are being urged to conserve water as a drought continues. Conditions intensify, reservoirs shrink, and utilities issue increasingly urgent warnings. At the same time, a different kind of consumer is quietly demanding unprecedented amounts of water. Artificial intelligence. All right, they're feeding the AI. All right, the data centers this idle water. It needs water. It needs more water. Okay, but at the same time, this idle you can unplug it. All right, these people are bugged out. I got another article. It shows the electricity consumption. It says this is the facility count of data centers this is in Babylon. All right, Virginia has the most, of course. It has 665 data centers. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna go to the count. So Texas 413. People don't realize this. In Nevada, is 72 data centers. California, which is the largest state, 221. All right. So eventually, see this purple? You're gonna have all these states going to turn purple, and the purple states is going to turn red eventually. All right. And we're not talking about 10 years from now. Man, we're talking about the next few years. All right. And then you go to the power consumption, and of course Virginia is the highest, with Texas coming in second. And I looked this up in chat real quick, and I just wanted to get a more better understanding of the what is it the what is this shit called, terawatt hours, and it uses 24, which is what is it 24 billion terawatt hours of electricity, and that's equivalent to they say a typical resident rate at 15 cents kilowatts. That much electricity would be worth roughly $3.6 billion. So let me see. It says, I'm just reading this off my phone. So Virginia data centers are using an amount of power comparable to what about a million of homes would use in a year, which is why Virginia ranks number one. So a million homes, okay, by these, how many facilities? How many Virginia got? 600. So 665 of data centers are using probably over a million homes of what electricity of a million homes would use in a year. Okay, so and people don't realize what the hell is going on, what's taking place right before their eyes, and everything that we use now and eventually is going to be tied to these data centers. Okay, these data centers are pretty much going to be the brain of the New World Order. All right, the mainframe of the New World Order, where all the data is going to be stored and pulled from. All right, like we speaking on the chip, how we say your medical history, your driving record, your financial information. All right, your whole life is going to be on that device. And where are they going to get all? Where are they going to store all the device? In these data centers. All right, these data centers are going to store all the facial recognition technology. It's going to store everything. All right, but in order to and amongst other things, all right, it's going to be it's an integral part of their New World Order. That's why they're moving fast. Okay, to pretty much erect the image of the beast, this new idol. Okay, and it's not going to come in the form of a statue or something actually, like in the ancient world they bow down to. No, it's going to come in the form of this AI technology. So let me start with a few scriptures. Let me start with the book of Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 30. Sirach 30 and verse 19. It reads, "What good doeth the offering unto an idol? For neither can it eat nor smell. So is he that is persecuted, so is he that is persecuted of the Lord." The point is the first part of the scripture. What good is offering the idol? All right, it can't eat the water. All right, but hey, what are they doing? They're feeding this thing. They're feeding these data centers. They're feeding the AI. They're putting more information. They're giving more information to the AI. They're making it as an idol. All right, in Wisdom of Solomon 14th and 15th chapter, which I'm going to get, they go into the speaking of the idols. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14, and I'm going to verse 12. Let's see. Yeah, I'll start at 11. Therefore, even unto the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of the Most High they are become an abomination, and a stumbling block to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. Okay, and this is speaking of the idols in the ancient world, but we're in these times, it's nothing new under the sun. The same thing is happening. Okay, this is basically an idol of the heathens, of the Gentiles. Okay, and it's like it says in Romans, the first chapter, they worship the creator. Excuse me, they worship the creature more than the creator. Okay, who created the elements? Okay, that put the elements that put the data center together. Who created man, the Edomite, the wicked, to give him the thought to do this? The Most High. Okay, says verse 12, for devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, in the invention of them the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by vain glory of men they entered into the world, and therefore they shall come shortly to an end. So all this shit is coming to an end. But Esau will have you believe that this is new. This is the future. Okay, this is how everything is going to be run forever. That's the mindset of this devil, because they feel like their houses shall continue forever, as it says in Psalms 49 and 11. Okay, but we know that this is not forever. The beginning of these data centers is we know it's attached to this man's system, which is his end. Okay, so I'm gonna go from this chapter over to the next chapter, Wisdom of Solomon 15 and verse. I'm gonna start at verse 15. Let me see. Yeah, for thy counsel all the idols of the heathen to be gods, which neither have the use of eyes to see, nor noses to draw breath, nor ears to hear, nor fingers of hands to handle, and as for their feet, they are slow to go. So showing you that this AI, it doesn't have any of these things. It can't see on its own. It can't see without a robot or a drone. Okay, it can't smell. All right, it doesn't have ears to hear, except through various microphones that Esau places in your phones and all these different devices. But without those, without the electricity, it can't do none of these things. But at the same time, it's still an idol. It still has to be programmed. It still has to, hell, in some cases, be charged. It still needs electricity. It still needs water. Okay, if it don't got the water, it have the cooler. It's going to to cool the system. It's going to overheat. All right. Verse 16: For man made them, and he that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them. But no man can make a God like unto himself. For being so, man made this. It's man made. All right, but but these people, not so much now, but eventually they're gonna see this as an idol. All right, because of the pseudo miracles that it can perform. Okay, it could teach you things. It could look up certain things. It could create certain algorithms. It could do all this shit. Okay, but like I said, it still has to be plugged in. It still has to be managed. It still has to be what is it called? Maintenance has to be done on it. Okay. Verse 17: For being mortal, he worketh a dead thing with wicked hands. For he himself is better than the thing which he worshipeth. Whereas he lived once, but they never. All right. Yea, they worship those beasts also that are most hateful, for being compared together, some are worse than others. Neither are they beautiful so much as to be desired in respect of beasts, but they went without the praise of the Most High and His blessing. All right, so I'm gonna jump from there to Isaiah. I think I had a scripture in Isaiah 2:8. I wanted to grab Isaiah 2 verse 8. Their land also is full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that which their own fingers have made. All right, so this is in the ancient world, Babylon. All right, where Jake was heavy into idols. Even when we went into the land of Canaan, okay, the Canaanite idols Jake worshipped. Okay, but in this time, in the last days in Babylon, the new idol, okay, they're going to worship. They're going to do the same thing. At least 2/3 of our people that will give in to the beast. All right, that will accept the beast as God. All right, as crazy as that sound. All right, and you know, you ask the average Jake, they would say, "Oh no, hell no, I would never do that." But eventually, they will, and they're not even going to know it. All right, because they don't have the foresight to see what Esau is doing with this technology on the left hand. Okay, and it's like I said, it's nothing new under the sun because Antiochus um, did this in the ancient world in the book of Maccabees. All right, where it tried to make all the people come together as one people. What they're going to do now under this technology, under the image, all right, of the beast, all right, and to be part of this system, to be part of this, in order to ultimately worship this idol, you got to take that mark, all right, and it sounds far fetched. You know, a lot of people will say they won't do it now, but you're being molded. You're to accept this mark, all right, because everything in this life you love, everything you participate in, everything you do is going to be everything you do is going to be attached to this mark. All right, and the main thing is the buying and selling. That's just the basics. But our people mainly, Jake, the rest of these people, they're engulfed in this world where there's certain things in this world that they can't do without. All right, but everything Esau is going to attach everything to this mark. All right, in attempts to bring all nations, all people, under this one government, one world government, one world rule. All right, and it's going to be controlled. The engine that's going to move it is AI, these data centers. All right, so let me go to First Maccabees 1 and verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to the whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandments of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. And sacrificing unto this idol will be taking that MOTB, taking that mark of the beast, taking that his mark in your right hand, left hand, in your brain. Okay? And they're gonna make this beast system look, desirable. All right, look like it's like like it's gonna be like new life. Okay, and like I say, a lot of our people are going to do the same thing they did in the ancient world and consent unto this idol. Okay, and they're going to sacrifice. Like I said, the ultimate sacrifice is accepting this man's mark. All right. So I want to go from there to actually before I go to Revelations, I wanted to get Psalms 96. Yeah, 96. And 96 and 4. For the Lord Yahawah is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the nations are idols. Like I said, this is a god. This is an idol. But the Most High made the heavens. All right. Let's see AI make something. Okay. What can AI make? All right. That ain't gonna fall apart. That doesn't need doesn't need maintenance. Okay. AI can't do none of that shit. Okay. And then they're gonna make you believe that, but we know. All right. The hopeful elect We know that this technology is left hand, is wicked, it's witchcraft, and it's bullshit. Okay, there's nothing to do under the sun. Jake had, worshiping all kind of idols in the ancient world because of, of course, Jake was wicked, but the idol, may have, given them something, or help them in a way for a short period of time, but it would ultimately a stumbling block unto them. All right, like AI may help you, it may do some things for you, it may get you a job, it may help you in your life or whatever. But at the end of the day, it can be a stumbling, it will be a stumbling block if you continue to follow follow and worship this idol. All right, this is Revelations 13 and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that's what Esau is doing right now. The image of the beast is speaking, all right, through Esau's pseudosciences, through Esau's AI data centers, through his surveillance, through his like I said, pseudosciences, okay, and he's making it speak, okay. Um, and it says those that don't worship the image of the beast should be killed, and that is those. It's going to be those that are going to be literally killed for not bowing down to this image of the beast and taking the mark. But it also means that you're going to be cut off. You're going to be cut off from society. You're going to be ostracized from society, from food, from hell, basic necessities, from things that you may covet in this world, that Jake covets in this world. If you don't get down with this system, if you don't worship this idol, if you don't bow the knee to this idol, you're going to be cut off. All right, like like a nigga, like these niggas out there in New York going crazy over the finals. Hey, it may have where, hey, you don't got the mark, you can't watch the finals. All right, you can't be in Times Square, you can't be in a 15-minute city or in the vicinity of the city. All right, because everything's going to be controlled by the idol, the AI, through facial recognition. All right, where you have drones, police dogs, where they're going to know where everyone is and what you're doing, where your whereabouts are through the surveillance. Okay, so if hey, you like to watch the New York Knicks or the NBA Finals, hey, you better get down with the system, because it's the minute them dogs or them robots catch you, they gonna apprehend your ass. Okay, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And we know that is that mark of the beast, which is an actual physical mark, a chip. All right hand, left hand, anywhere, your brain. All right, they just had a brothers apostles said it was AI, but some nigga had a neural link chip in his head. But hey, it may have been AI, may be fake, but that's coming. Okay, and like things like that is going to draw Jake in. All right, a lot of Jake going to be against that, of course, but it's going to be some dumb, simple ass niggas. That's all these tech geeks out there. That's going to get it. All right, and that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, buying and selling. That's the basic you could do with that, but it's going to be so much more. Esau's going to add to that chip, like not add, but it's going to be more things that you can do with it when you do have the chip. Okay, and that's going to be it's going to be it's a snare. Okay, it's of course it's a snare. All right, you can't trust this devil. All right, but it's going to be a snare to the 2/3 that that they can't do without Esau. They can't do without this system. All right, verse 18. He hears wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of man, and his number is 603 score and six. Chi, psi, theta, thigma, thigma. What is? I'm gonna look it up now. Let me see. Chi, psi. Uh, so the Greek word is. Chizai stigma. All right, let me go to the next chapter because I wanted to get out of this. I want to format it. Revelations. I think it's 15. All right. Let me see. Victory over the beast. It might have been 16. Let me check 16. It says, I think it's 15. Let me read 15. Revelation 15:1. I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, seven angels having the seven last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High. And I saw as there were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that have got the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand in the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High. All right, this is the elect that got the victory over the beast, over the mark, that didn't bow to the image, all right, of Baal, that didn't bow to the image of the beast, all right, that didn't bow to this idol. For they sing the song of Moses, the servants of the Most High, and the song of the Lamb, saying, "Great and marvelous are thy works, Lord power almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of the saints." Okay, so I just wanted to go in on that, man. That was just on my spirit. That you see AI, the Esau is erecting this thing as an idol, which it is. It's going to become an idol unto unto these people. Okay, and they don't even see it. All right, they don't see that. He just, people just going along with their day. Chat GPT and Gronk and OpenAI and facial recognition. They gonna, first when the robot dogs and shit come out, they're gonna be like, oh shit. But eventually, it's gonna be like second nature, not knowing that they're just basically being incorporated into this system and don't know what the hell is going on, and a lot of them don't care. All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the hopeful elect. And I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakakwadash. Shalom.